Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we are diving into crucial aspect of Azure DevOps, which is approval checks for service connections. So we will also highlight how this differ from environmental approval checks. So by the end, you'll be able to know exactly when and why to use each of them. On the previous video, we did approval checks on the environment. So today we'll be explaining the approval checks on service connection level. So service connection basically allows Azure DevOps to access external services such as Azure Portal or Azure Subscription, GitHub or API. So with service connection, you'll be able to deploy your code from Azure DevOps environment to Azure Portal or any of the cloud service providers depending on your scenario. So approval checks are safety mechanism that ensures that every use of that service connection is authorized by a designated person or a group of persons before the pipeline can proceed to ensure that non-authorized deployment won't happen. So basically, for you to configure approval checks or service connection, you have to go to the organization where the service connection resides. We have a series where we've done creating service connections, agent pool, and the rest. So you can check our channels for that. So for today, we'll just do approval checks on service connection. So from the organization settings, this is the project. Then you come to project settings, and then to service connection. So from service connection, these are the service connection already in place, but I'll make use of this demo service connection. So once selected, you click approval checks. Okay, we have one approval here. So you can add another approval from this interface. You can add another approval here. So pre-approval checks, invoke API functions, and the rest. So you just select the check that you really want to grant. So this is a pre-check approval so that no deployment will happen except there is an approval to make use of the service connection to deploy to a target resource. So this pre-approval check, then we select the approval. We have two users here, so I'll select one. If in a situation whereby your environment has thousands of users, you have to search either with the name initials or with the full name, and then we'll be able to select that, and then you create the approval. And that's all. So once you trigger your pipeline, and then you are making reference of the service connection, so it will trigger an approval check on this, and then the required person to get the approval done will review your deployment, and then we'll be able to grant that. So on the other hand, approval environment approval checks ensures that the code are deployed to right environment, such as dev, test, and prod. So the major difference between the environment approval check and the service connection approval check is the service connection is basically on the use of that service connection to a target environment, external service like Microsoft Azure or GitHub. While that of environment specifies the environment where you want to deploy. Is it dev? Is it test? Is it UAT? So these are the basic difference between the two approval checks. And then the best practice for you to make use of approval checks is better you combine the two, both environment approval checks and service connection approval checks, and also regularly audit your approvals to check individual users if they still need the permission or they're still with the organization or still performing the similar role to be able to have such permission to approve service connection or environment deployment. So that's basically for now. So on subsequent videos, I will give you all details on the ones that we have not covered concerning every bit of services within Azure DevOps interface. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video.